What's up, what's up, what's up? Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend. Just give me 1 second as always just to let people join if they want to join, or if they just want to continue watching football and just disregard it, or do whatever they want to do. I just got done on, if you go down in the bio right there, I put in now my Twitter and I put in my Instagram and I got the Facebook group, Trading Learning 101. And on all of those, I just posted all of my P&Ls for the month of September. And just give me a moment and I will post it in here as well. I'll just bring it up and we'll go over it real quick. It was a profitable month, September. I'm very proud of the discipline I had and the patience I had, because the beginning of September was really slow. What's up? What's up? Just give me 1 second. I'm sending out this last invite and we'll go over the market, and like I just said recently, I'll go over my P&Ls for September. I just posted it all to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. This is the last one. Alright. Sorry I'm running a little bit behind. I had a lot of stuff I had to do this morning to get ready for the upcoming week. Alright, just to go over this real quick. So, September was a profitable month. The beginning of September was really slow. It started off really slow. There was a week I didn't trade at all, and then the next week I only took one trade, and then it was like the last week and a half of September. That's when things started to pick up. These pot stocks started exploding, but we weren't seeing a lot of moves in the early morning of the market. We were seeing moves towards the end of the close every single day, when the last couple hours of the market, and then but during that time, I'm usually at work, so I can't trade. So I didn't have the opportunity to take trades towards the end of the market. I'm more of a morning market guy. I like to trade the open, the first couple hours of the market. So going over this real quick, I took a total of 16 trades in September. 13 of the trades were profitable. Only 3 trades were losses. I have a profitability rate of September of 81%. And I had total gains equaling out to $931. I had total losses equaling to $240. So I only brought home in September $691. I had a gain-loss ratio of almost 80%. So, like I said, I'm proud of my patience and my discipline of September. I could have gave a lot of money to the market if I was trading every single day. And like I said, we weren't really seeing morning spikes all of September. We were seeing stocks gap up, maybe go sideways, drop off a little bit in the morning, and then the last couple hours of the day, that's when they've been spiking really big. So, and then when I got in on trades, I scalped. That's all I really did. I took profit immediately. And here's the trades I took right here. So going back, I traded ATAI. Let's see. ATAI for 250, 300. So this was like a $400 winner right here, ATAI. And then I traded SBOT for, it was almost a $200 loser. And then NLST was a lousy like $50 winner. NBEV, this one got me. I tried trading NBEV at the end of the day when it was first starting to run up on the 18th, and I took a $57 loss on it. But then I got it back right here on the 20th. I made $162 on it, so I made $100. I made back what I lost, plus I made $100 on NBEV. And then when JAGX went on its run, I made $130 on that. And then RXII, I scalped real quick for $200. That's it. I traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. But I scaled in and out of these trades. Normally, I'll buy in one chunk of it, and then as it goes up, I'll usually sell half of it, and then I'll let my other half run and see what it can do. And if I see weakness at all, I'll get out of it. So that's one thing I want to work more on going into October, is scaling out better with my trades. Because I would let a trade, I would get in and I would let it go up and I'd immediately sell half of it and I'd test the other half. But then I would let it drop too much and I would just sell the other half. And I would actually make more on the first half I sold than the second half that I would sell. So I got to work better on that. But I am proud of the discipline and the patience I had in September. A profitability rate of 81% and a gain-loss ratio of almost 80%. That's really good. Really good. Even though I only brought home 700 all of September, September was a slow month. So going into October too, and Friday blowing up the way it did, I am planning on upping my size more and being a little bit more aggressive going into October and November. October and November is known for stocks to go absolutely ballistic crazy. So I gotta be really good with my plans and my discipline though. If I get in on a trade, I'm out of it immediately if it's not working in my favor. If I get in on a trade, and even if I'm winning and it's not working as I planned, I gotta stick to the discipline and my plan and get out of it. Don't get greedy and don't panic. That's why I take my P&L off of my screen when I trade. I just look at the chart when I trade. I want to simply trade the chart. I don't want to trade my P&L. If I see I'm losing so much, I could panic and just sell it for a huge loss. If I see I'm up a lot, I could, just, I don't ever want to get blinded by my P&L is what I'm trying to say. So I also have this posted on my Twitter account and my Instagram account and the Facebook group TradingLearning101 if you guys want to check that out. But that being said, I'm proud of myself September. I really am. I didn't trade as much when the market conditions were slow. I didn't force trades, and I waited for my setups to approach themselves to me, and I took advantage of them. Like I said, I'm more of a morning trader. I like to trade the morning open, the first couple hours. I let a stock spike. I let it pull back and consolidate. Let it start to form a pattern that I know, or a morning panic. You know, that's the thing. Finding your niche and sticking with it and repeating it over and over and over and over again. That's what it's all about. You're not going to get rich quick doing this. There was a video I just seen on, it was either Twitter or Instagram today. Timothy Sykes is doing his summit this weekend, and I should have retweeted it or, reposted it, but he was showing off his new car or whatever, but I liked what he said. He said there is money in stock market and in penny stocks, and everybody coming into this, they all have that mindset of get rich quick, and it's not about that. He literally said it took him 10 years to buy his first Lambo, or to get where he felt comfortable. Taking $1,000 winners over and over and over and over and over again. Everybody comes into this thinking that there's just that one trade that's going to make them a millionaire. And they go all in every single trade. It's not all about that. It's really not. And you got to study your butt off and work hard at this and just take profits. Whenever you've got profits, that's why I have a picture up here right on my wall. It says, you are a professional profit taker. Don't get greedy. Take what you can. And I have a $100 bill right above that. So that way, every time I'm in a trade and I look up at that, it reminds me I'm a professional profit taker. Every time I'm up in profit, I have to take it. Every time. Because you're not guaranteed those profits. They can be gone just like that. You can be up 500, then you could be down 1,000 in a blink of an eye. Whew. It is a great reminder, El Toro. Hopefully you're having a great weekend. I just got done going over my P&L. I posted it on my Twitter, Instagram. I'm proud of my patience and my discipline, like I said, for September. And it took me a long time to realize every day when you come to your desktop or your laptop and you open it up and come to the market, you have to be 100% there in the head. No emotions. There, not in your phone, going through story timelines, seeing what other people are doing. You have to be in the zone and focused in the market every single day you are looking to trade. Every day. You have to be prepared 100%. Because all it takes is that one mistake, and you can blow up your whole account, or you can take a really bad trade that'll affect you the rest of the week, the next couple weeks, even the rest of the month. It's a lot of emotions in the market, and you got to stay headstrong, for real. But how many of you guys took advantage of that market on Friday? I didn't trade at all Friday. I just watched it all. But there was just September ended on a really, really good note Friday. And it just opened the doors for October to just be crazy. I'm expecting a lot of huge moves this upcoming week. A lot of big moves. And I was even, at the end of the day there, I was thinking about holding a play over the weekend. I was thinking about holding OGEN over the weekend, but I didn't get in on it. But this is what it did Friday. And this is on the 3-minute. And it just grinded all day from 75 cents up to $1. And then after hours, it's touching $1.25. This has really good opportunity to gap up Monday. But when the market, like when we're at the end of the month, and it's the last day of the month, I don't like to take no positions. I want to start the month fresh, going in with no trades. More thoughts on TILRAY? How will you think it will perform? TLRY? Anything can happen with TLRY. It's starting to trend back up. So let me bring up the daily. TLRY, you see, it had an incredible run up here from the beginning of August to recent, from $25 to, and it touched $300. As soon as it touched $300, it fell down immediately, all the way down below $100. And you've seen all this profit taken right here, okay? And where is the 50-day is at $65, but you've seen it comes down right here at pretty much $100, a mental support resistance area, and it just kind of like went sideways right here. So now it's looking to start to trend right back up. So this is looking pretty good in my opinion to start trending back up and maybe making its way up to $200. I wouldn't get greedy with this at all because you could still have bag holders in on this that are feeling salty that this fell so quickly. You know, this fell $200 in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And when bag holders are up in profit and get too greedy and it falls so quickly on them, they start to hope that it comes back up so they can get out of their position. So this is something I just wouldn't get greedy in, because this is a very volatile stock, and the float on this I believe is pretty low as well. I think I seen the float on this was like 17 million. Let's see. But TLRY is like the granddaddy of pot stocks. Whatever this does, all the other ones are going to follow in sympathy. Yeah, TLRY's float is even lower than I said. It's 10 million. So this thing can run. It really can. Those shares outstanding, though, 76 million. You know, that's another thing you got to be careful about. The shares outstanding, there are a lot of insiders that are holding this. It says it's held by insiders, 0.03%. There's a total of 76 million shares out there. Total. Available to the public to trade, 10 million. So there's 66 million shares out there that are not available to the public to play. So you got to think, whoever is holding onto those shares, when are they going to dump them? And then a good example of it is CEI. CEI did 3 dilutions this past month. And did you see how quickly it fell? When was it? Thursday, I believe? Look how fast that fell. Go back here real quick. This was literally almost touching $1. And then as soon as the market opened, this thing fell so hard. Yeah, it was right here. Right here, pre-market, this thing goes from 50 cents up to 75 cents. As soon as the market opens, it pops up to 73, making it look like it's going to break out. And then it just falls really hard down to 50 cents and then falls down to 42 cents. You know, someone holding on to 20,000 shares of that and it falling down that fast, that's a scary thing. That's why I don't like to play the open. This thing just got creamed. But who was it? Croy Runner on Twitter, Tim Gertani posted on Twitter, CEI did 3 dilutions in September. Dilution, as in adding more water to the lemonade, making it harder for this, just putting more supply out there, flooding the floors with supply. And it's just going to overwhelm the demand, and the price, look what it did. Just horrible. But this had 2 pop-ups, I believe, this past September. I believe it did. But IGC was Friday was insane. Really insane. So this is IGC right here. I was thinking back to last time. I was looking at this on Thursday. And last time this came up to $4. This struggled so hard at $4. Right back in here. Let me zoom in on this. Hold on. So this was back in September 21st, and this ran up to almost $4, and it got denied at $4 right here, here, and here. So it getting denied at $4, and then the company came out with the public offering on Monday, and then that's when this dropped down. The stock went sideways pretty much for 2 days. Then it gaps up, and then you have more sideways action as it was up towards this 350 area. So $3 was not too far away, or $4 was not too far away. Then this gaps up Thursday, or when was this? Friday. No, Thursday. So this gaps up Friday right here, 375, and then starts grinding its way up to $4. And then it finally gets over $4, and it couldn't hold it, and it drops back below $4 to 380. And then it just slowly starts grinding and grinding, and it just gets a little bit over $4. And then it just surged above $4 up to a high of 528 and 550. And then the next morning it's hitting a high before the market even opened at 586. And going into this Friday, I wasn't in the market Friday. So I came in, it was like around afternoon. So going into this Friday morning, I would have expected this to drop off, maybe have a pullback, and then have a red to green move from everybody that held this overnight, or people who played it here pre-market and after hours to take their profit. But this baby just popped up, pulled back to where it opened, and just started grinding up and going all the way up to 750. And then after it touched 750, that's when it was game over. That's why I don't like trading Fridays, because a lot of traders take their profit and they call it a day, and they just start their weekend early. This was crazy. I remember opening up my computer and just seeing like 4 stocks just going supernova for the day, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. Excuse my language. Real quick here. Take my ugly face off the screen real quick. What else did we have? We had, where's that one at? SYN was the other one. And now look at this bad boy. Wow. And I just posted a video, when was it? Yesterday. And I did the video of the best charts of September. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, I go over all the charts that all of September, all the stocks and all the charts that looked really good all of September. And there was a reoccurring theme that happened over and over and over again. And that reoccurring theme was this right here, or sideways action from the market open all the way to power hour, and then that's when we got power moves up. It happened on so many stocks all of September. And that's the power of taking screenshots of these stocks in the charts and going over them over the weekend to see how they performed. And you start to see a pattern happening over and over and over again. But this is why I really don't trade on Fridays. Another example. Friday morning, you got to be really fast with it. Friday morning here, you got everybody buying, making money. And then as soon as they make their money, they sell it, and this thing drops all the way back down to where it opened. You know, there's no volume really in the market. Every second, you're losing more and more and more volume. Traders either take their losses and they call it a weekend, or they take their profit and call it a weekend, or you have traders that don't even show up at all, and they just go over the market and see how it performed Friday over the weekend. You know, trading psychology is a huge thing. This is insane though. From $2.50 up to $8. I would look for this to still be in play going into Monday. What's the float on SYN? Oh, super low flow. Look at that. 312,000. This thing could go parabolic. Wow. The trading volume was 23 million. Let me see something. Let me do a little math here. 23 655 733, the volume, divided by 312,116. This rotated the flow almost 76 times. Man, when you have some time, I want to ask you about your beginning. How did you jump from what you read in books to actually trade live? I've been trading a lot of info about charts, patterns, and reading a lot of info about charts, patterns, and candlesticks. No problem, El Toro. My journey? Yeah, I'll tell you about my journey. Just let me go over, let me do this market recap real quick, and then I'll go over that for you. So going into October, into Monday, I'm starting fresh. I'm gonna have the stocks that exploded on Friday just on my watch list. That's it. Because I don't know what to expect going into a new month. I'll tell you, when I first started trading and getting into the stock market, I was watching a lot of videos on YouTube. A lot of Tim Sykes videos, his older videos. We can delete RXII, NLST, CEI, JAGX, SSLJ, GBR, Joan, GEMP, ASNA, MDGS, all of these. I'll keep Quran on there. We'll keep SYN. TLRY I'll remove. I won't trade it. Yuma. So all of these look good. Let me see IG or ACST real quick. ACST. It's doing a big U shape here up at $1.30. What's the float on ACST? I think this came out with news at the beginning of the week, if I'm not mistaken. That's what caused this big gap up, and it sold off, and now the news might be taking effect. Like I said before, sometimes news takes a while to get into effect. So 6 days ago, they appointed a new vice president of their finance. That's what they came out with. But then they're saying right here 2 days ago that there's no moves on why this is moving. I remember this had news. ACST, because the other one is ASTC. Yeah. ASTC. Yeah, this didn't have any news. So it was ACST that came out with news on, I think it was like Monday. Yeah, Jeans Francisco Boyle as VP of Finance. That's what they came out with. See how the press releases can trick you a little bit? Friday, they come out with press release saying this is up with huge volume with no news. But Monday, they came out with a press release saying they got a new vice president of finance. They appointed somebody. So that's why it's always good to do your own research and not just rely on what you see. So this is basically a perfect example. News taking time to take action. They come out with news on Monday. The stock gaps up. It sells off hard Monday. Then it goes sideways for 2 days. And then the news starts getting out. And that's when you start to see this move up here. And even going into Friday. And then Friday comes. You got all these traders trading anything that moves. And if you would have known, this just came out with news Monday. And they released, this is moving on Yahoo Finance. What was it? ACST. Everybody goes to Yahoo Finance. They say that Achieve Life Science Incorporated shares were up nearly 40% yesterday on skyrocket volume. Flying while moves on no news right there. I can't highlight it. Right there. That's why it's good to do your own research, like I said. You'll see it with earnings. You'll see it with contracts. You know, just because a company comes out with news doesn't mean it takes effect immediately. It may do nothing at all. Nothing at all. I've seen earnings winners come out and then it makes its move 3 weeks later. And you'll learn that from watching a lot of I learned a lot of news moves and earnings winners and contracts winners from Tim Sykes. It may look like he repeats himself a lot, but if you watch all of his stuff, he puts in a lot of little hints here and there. And you overhear or overlook a lot of stuff he says. But the more videos and stuff you watch and listen to, that's why he's repeating himself over and over and over again. Until you, on the 200th video, you finally pick up what he's trying to say. There's a good one out there. Which one of his DVDs were good? Spikeability. That one was a good one. Where is it at? Right here. The Spikeability DVD by Tim Sykes. That was a good DVD going into news releases, press releases, earnings winners, contracts winners, you know, keywords to look out for. I know they're long. It's like a 20-hour DVD, but all you really need to do is watch it 1 or 2 times, and you'll know the inside and out of that DVD, and you'll have that information for the rest of your life. NBEV. This thing's been crazy. This thing was so unpredictable. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday it just exploded up. Let's go back to the 3-minute. Let's see what this did Friday. See, and even closed making new highs. This probably got short squeezed is what it did. It came out with an offering on Monday. The stock dropped. And even on Tuesday, it dropped. And then it went sideways for let's see. This was Friday when it dropped. And then Monday, it comes out with an offering, which caused it to drop down, and it sold off even more. Normally, when offerings happen, that's it. It kills the stock and the momentum, and traders look for something else to trade. But since the pot sector has just been blowing up and going crazy, it didn't kill it at all. It went sideways Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday it just exploded. You see how this started to fade off a little bit, starting to make lower highs? Shorts thought that this was the end of it right here, and this is up originally from $1.50. And it's still at $4. So the shorts are thinking, hey, this still has like $3 to come down to where it was, and it's fading off. It's done for. So they all start shorting it, and then the next morning, Friday comes, they see it's gapped up, and it's above pretty much the 2 previous day highs. And then they start to scramble around and panic and say, oh snap, I gotta cover because I'm losing. Then they have to buy to cover, and then you have buying volume coming in on top of it, and this is just a very good short squeeze from 430 up to 570. Stock pulls back from sellers, starts to grind up more, failed breakout, comes down, kisses the VWAP, then from $5, this thing grinds up into the close, making new highs. This very well could gap up the next morning. But what I liked about this, just for fun, I put the Fibonacci retracements on this. I'll mess around with Fibonacci retracements. I think the idea and just the whole thing of Fibonacci is fascinating. So you put a retracement from the top to the bottom. When this came down, it bounced here at 76.4, and it was finding resistance right here at a key Fibonacci level, 61.8. You can clearly see that here and here. It pulls back, it comes up, and then look at where this top of this wick is. It's at the 50% of the Fibonacci ratio at 575 about. So the next key resistance on the Fibonacci is at 38.2 here at 675. There's a good book out there on Fibonacci. Let me see if I can see it. I'll pull up Amazon real quick. If I can, 1 second. I can't even spell Fibonacci. Fibonacc. Yeah, I was way off. Fibonacc. This one right here. Fibonacci analysis. And there's the link if anybody wants to check it out. But if you don't know about the Fibonacci, oh my goodness, it's going to blow your mind. But this book is not an immediate, you must own. You have to go out and buy this right now. This is something you'd pick up down the road. Most definitely. Not a lot of traders use Fibonacci retracements, but there is a following because when you apply the Fibonacci to the daily charts, it really correlates resistance and support levels. It really does. When a stock pulls back, it pulls back to key. You look for pullbacks to the key levels of the Fibonacci retracements. You know, the 61.8. That's a really, really key Fibonacci level. But I know about it. I'll use it once in a great while. Just like I said, because I'm fascinated by it. It's a really cool strategy. But that's part of the thing, you know, about growing as a trader. You got to strive to grow. You got to study your butt off. And I know it'll get complicated and it'll seem like a lot of times you're doing it for nothing. But the hard work will pay off. And I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, you guys, I wouldn't lie to you. One day, it's all just going to click. And you're going to be like, wow, all this is making sense now. All that stuff I learned and thought I was just confused about, wow. I'm telling you, one day it's going to click and everything's going to be rolling. And it's just going to blow your mind. That's how it was for me. But real quick, I'll go over real quick. You guys have my YouTube channel. I'm going to show you guys some other YouTube channels that I've learned from and that offer great insight. That's the thing. You want to learn from as many traders as possible. Because every trader is different and every trader can offer you something. And it will further advance your learning curve and you'll learn faster. You'll see other traders trading the way they trade and it'll start to put a lot of stuff together. So let's see. I'll just go to my subscriptions real quick. You got Answer Stock right here. This is a good one. All right. This has a lot of old videos on it. I'm telling you, Tim Sykes, he's very, very, very good at marketing, okay? But his older stuff is gold. Look for his older stuff from 4+ years ago. That's a lot of great content right there. And this Answer Stock, all it is, it's a thing he did with Triforce Trader and Superman right here. And it's just like a webinar thing. And they answer questions from traders and they just give you an insight in what they look for and great stuff like that. And this is Answer Stock. Another good one is Behind the Bid, daily pre-market stock trading show. All right, this is a really good one. You gotta be subscribed to this one. This dude puts a lot of work into his videos. Every single day before the market opens, he talks about the news that's coming out pre-market, and he breaks it down, and he tells you the strengths and the weaknesses of the stocks and the fundamentals. He tells you all about the news. Very, very good pre-market watch right here. And he live streams every day before the market opens. I think he live streams at like 8:30 to 9 o'clock. And that's Behind the Bid. Just write these down. All right, guys? So we got Answer Stock and Behind the Bid. Next up, we got Bulls on Wall Street. Bulls on Wall Street is by Canal right here. This guy talks a lot. He has like no filter on his brain. Like he'll say whatever. Like he's got trading strategies that's called what is it? The booty bounce. He's a character for real. And he's got no filter, but he's very, very good. And he's got a lot of strategies and just watch some of his videos. You know, he's got great content. Great content. And that's Bulls on Wall Street. And then this is one of my favorites right here, and it's Chat with Traders. I'll go at work or I'll be at work. I'll plug in my headphones and I'll just stream all these interviews with traders all day while I'm at work. That way I can get a piece of every single trader from every single one of these webinars. And these are some of the greatest traders. And he interviews them. He's from Australia. And he just sits down. You can see each one is like an hour long. And that's why I said, you know, if you're out driving, if you're out at work, and you're able to plug in earbuds and just listen to something, definitely subscribe to Chat with Traders. He's got a lot of videos here. A lot with traders. And just start listening to them. That's all you got to do. And you'll be able to take a little bit from each video a perspective of the market and the way all these people trade. There's all kinds of interviews in here. From the guy who made Thinkorswim, the trading platform, you have people in here that just trade oil stocks, gold stocks, ETFs, momentum traders. There's all kinds in here. I know Tim Sykes got traded. There's Nathan McCoy, I think his name is, from Investors Underground. There's Tim Sykes right there. There's a lot of good traders in here, and a lot that I don't even know of. Let's see. I'm trying to find someone else that we know. Modern Rock, right there. He's a well-known one. My Investing Club. Bitcoin. It's just a variety filled with all kinds of stuff. And I most definitely recommend subscribing to Chat with Traders. Most definitely. You already see how many subscribers he's got. Must be pretty good if he's got 72,000. But every single trader I've encountered on Twitter and all that, they all recommend Chat with Traders. And I love the show. You can even download it too. If you got Apple phone or something, and you got the podcast app, you can add Chat with Traders to the podcast thing. So you have all the shows available at your fingertips, and it's all free. So why not? Another good one is Clay Trader. What I like about Clay Trader is he's got another little thing, chat with just like Chat with Traders, but his is, where is it at? The Stock Trading Reality Podcast. This one.
This is a Stock Trading Reality Podcast.
This is really cool because him and some other guy sit down with traders that are just beginning, and they interview them about their beginning, their process, and where they are currently. And I just love it. I'll listen to this while I'm at work, and there's a lot of great episodes in this. A lot. There was one I was laughing my butt off. Let me see here. Let me see if I can run through. I don't think I'll be able to find it, but there was like a hillbilly in here, and he just started learning about the stock market, and he got like 20 grand from the military, and he invested it all in JNUG, and he didn't know JNUG was an inverse ETF, and he made like $60,000 off of it. He just put it in there and forgot about it, and a couple months later he looked at it and he was up like 60,000. And he was just a character. He had me cracking up so hard, and he was just a redneck in here. And I don't know if he was serious or if he was just, it was the truth, but he was all excited like I was about to make t-shirts and of JNUG and all that, and then I find out it's an inverse ETF. It was just funny. And then he traded it again and he gave back a lot of his profits. But then that's when he started sitting down and actually learning about the stock market. But it's somewhere down on the list. I wish I could find it. Maybe I'll find it and post it later for you guys. But that's what I like about Clay Trader is the Stock Trading Reality Podcast. You get to see and hear interviews from traders who are literally just starting to trade and seeing their journey and how they look at the market when they're just starting up and learning. We got Dan Pina here. I just like Dan Pina for motivational purposes. This guy, he pretty much tells it the way it is, and he's a G for real. You got Deckmar Trades here, Exact Trades, Investors Underground. This is a really good one. Really good one. I highly recommend Investors Underground. What's good, Adam? You know, man, just at the grind, man, studying my butt off and trying to teach others about the market and what to do, how to grow as traders. Then we got Mad As Trader. Mad As Trader is a very, very good one. He's more of a momentum trader, and you got to subscribe to Mad As Trader. He's got a lot of great content, and he has a lot of videos that are live as well. I'll bring this up. He shows you how he makes his money. And like I said, he trades live. So you can witness what a day trader does live and see how they trade and what they look for. He does a lot of level 2 analysis and reading the ticker tape. Always doing it big, man. I'll get there. Matt Owens is alright. He's more of a technical, like he likes doing code for the market and letting computers trade for him. So if you're into writing code and letting the computer trade for you, then Matt Owens would be the guy for you. And then my investing club was good at first. They do put out good content, but a lot of their videos are just rant videos, like drama. You know, being a trader can be emotional, and you get a lot of stuff built up inside. And I feel like he just vlogs and gets all his frustration out. You know, most of their videos lately have been rants, and I'm not too big into rants. I just want, show me how you're trading. Go rant to your girl or something. Penny Stock Wolf is Rolling Wolf. He hasn't put out much content, but his 84 videos, he's got great stuff, most definitely. I'd say he's one of the top day traders of 2018 for sure. He's going through and watching his videos, you actually see him grow as a trader. And he's got great stuff. Like I said, he's probably one of the best of 2018. And then here's another one, Rolling Wolf. So he's got two, Penny Stock Wolf and Rolling Wolf. Stephen Ducks, I don't care too much for. Stocks to Trade is just, don't subscribe to it. It's just promotion. And Tim Gertani, the famous Tim Gertani, one of the greatest day traders of all time. Ricky Cortez is good. He's more into the promotion. You could see he's got 358,000 subscribers. What I don't really like about him is he's got a lot of sheep, and a lot of people follow what he does. And he trades a lot of ETFs. And ETFs, if you don't know, are inverse ETFs. So if the SPY is going up, then you would have an inverse ETF like UVXY or TVIX that does the opposite of what the SPY does. So it's like a mirror image stock. And he likes trading gold ETFs and stock ETFs. But lately he's just been a lot about promoting. He's got a what does he have? He has one of those packages he tries selling you to get into his course, and his style is just not my style, but he is a good guy. He does explain a lot of stuff. He's got ridiculous views too. Look at all this. 10,000 views, and he released it 2 days ago. This dude's getting paid. 15,000 views. So every video he publishes, he's averaging 15,000. Wow. And he does a Sunday stock talk too, I think, where he does technical analysis on stocks. He's more of a longer term investor type of guy. He'll swing stocks for a couple weeks. Also, we got, I think that's about it, but going back, Tim Gertani, he's like one of the greatest day traders of all time. He took literally $2,000. 6 years later today, he's got over $10 million in profits. And he's well known for shorting stocks. I'm more of a long biased trader. I'm not really into shorting. But if you're into shorting, you have to learn from Tim Gertani, because he's the greatest of shorting ever. Ever. And he's got a lot of great content out there. And he also has a trading DVD, but his trading DVD is expensive. I think his trading DVD, Trading Tickers, is like $2,000. But let me see here. Tim Gertani, Trading Tickers. Yeah, it's a 6-part DVD, and I think it's like 24 hours worth of content.
Chapter 9 is going to focus on shorting lower highs on stocks that are spiking. One of the methods I have used to train for me with this straight back under again. So yeah,
he gives a lot of great examples on what he does. He traded a lot of OTC stocks, and when OTCs got pretty much shut down and weren't working anymore, he switched over to NASDAQ and showed you that. But like I said, he's more of a short
started the day
trader.
well with a gap up, faded from an open of the.
But I highly recommend getting Trading Tickers if you're more into short selling. It's one of the best DVDs out there. And like I said, you get your money's worth. 24 hours worth of content. And he's got all of this stuff on his YouTube channel. And he also has a blog on his website filled with information and DVDs. And I think it's just like tradetheticker.blogspot or something. But there's a lot of great content on his blog, like I said. And then we got Timothy Bowen. Timothy Bowen's pretty well. He's a lot into Stocks to Trade, the platform. But he's kind of more of like a swing trader. And then you got Timothy Sykes, of course. Everybody knows about Timothy Sykes. Like I said, his older videos from 4+ years ago and even older are the gold content. That's the stuff you want to look at. And then you got Tony Ivanov here. Tony Ivanov is very good. And Trade Ideas is a good one. Trade Ideas comes out with videos pretty much every day and does stock analysis, market recaps, and shows you videos on how to operate Trade Ideas. And if you don't have Trade Ideas, the stock scanners, you gotta have it. You got to. It's like $118 a month, but one trade will pay for that. Warrior Trading's a good one, and you got Wolf Millionaire here. So that's all I'm subscribed to out of all of these. And I've learned a lot from all of these guys. A lot. But also, real quick, to make it easier for you guys, let's see, go to playlist here. I've made some custom playlists for you guys. So if you go to my channel and you go to the playlist, I have a favorites playlist right here for you guys of all the videos that's helped me in learning about the market and about day trading. All of these videos I've added to a favorites playlist for you guys. And there's even a couple audio books in here as well. Trading in the Zone and Trading for a Living. Very, very good books here. Trading in the Zone is more trader psychology. And I've listened to this book 4 or 5 times, and it's just gold. It really is. And then I also have Timothy Sykes' Trader Checklist. And this is his DVD that he has for free on YouTube. Trader Checklist. It's like a 20-hour DVD. And it just shows you how to look for stocks, the biggest percentage gainers, how to make a watch list, what to look out for, how to add stocks to your watch list. I've seen this 3 times, I believe. Very good. And then I also came out Tim Sykes The Best Of. And this has got 95 videos in it so far. And like I said, this is a lot of his older stuff. You know, stuff from 5, 6, 7, 9 years ago. So let's click on one to see.
Hi again, this is Timothy Sykes,
See, this
and
is from
I am here for another free
2013,
video lesson.
when he pretty much
We have more video
had
lessons
no
coming.
money.
Stay tuned for the future video lessons. Video lesson number 7 is going to be...
I love a lot of his old content because his old content, he really wasn't about promoting and about the new traders, you know, trying to suck in people to his websites and stuff. He actually put out good content, and he did screen sharing, and he'd show you what he'd look for in stocks and what he looked for on charts. One second, guys. I'm just taking a drink. So I had 2 playlists I added for you guys to check out on here. I really recommend the Timothy Sykes The Best Of. That's a lot of content I started watching when I first started learning. And there was a really, really, really great video Timothy Sykes did about motivation. And ever since I listened to it while I was at work, it changed my mindset, but I can't find it. I've looked everywhere for it, and I just can't find it. So let's get back into this. I will bring up the website, the NASDAQ.com, to go over the biggest percentage gainers, and we'll do a couple scans here to see if there's anything we might have missed or if that's up and coming. But this is what it's all about. Looking at charts over the weekend, looking at charts, and picking out the ones you like. Let me bring up my other one here real quick. Hold on. I just want to restart my my watch list from scratch. So I got a back burner here. A lot of this stuff I can just delete. Going back real quick to AWSM, AWSM took off a little bit this week. You can see it had a spike run up here, and then it pulls back and goes sideways, and now it's starting to trend back up. So I'm liking AWSM to keep still on my watch list. And NIO, this is a newer IPO stock. This is pulled back from almost $14. Now it's down to $7. What's the float on NIO? Float is 22 million with 60 million shares outstanding. Real quick, let's look at the, see, it's just downtrending and downtrending. I'd look for this to, let's look at the 65-minute. See, it's just not showing me anything that it's going to reverse. It's still in its downtrend. Yeah, that's in a real steep downtrend. Real steep. One more trend line. That looks like it's about matching up. You could see it was acting as resistance. And then it just went sideways, fell off again. Fell off again. I don't know. We'll see how that works out. But like I said, it's still downtrending and there's no volume in it. Yeah, that don't look too good. On this one, though, you could put a trend line on it. Right there. I like that. And even going back on this, you see how I have this line that found support right here, way back here. This was resistance, and now it's finding support right at that. Anything could still happen with NIO. It's a newer IPO. It's a medium float, I'd say. It's worth keeping on the back burner for sure. GEMP. This has just been breaking. Let me see real quick on this. It was GERN and GEMP that I've liked. See, this is the 15-minute. You can see it's had some nasty drops. Let's pull up the 65-minute. Yeah, you see it's had this drop from 750. It bottoms out here at 325. Then it has another drop way down here to $1. Falls below $1 to 83 cents. And comes right back up to a high of almost $2. They released earnings. And then look at this pattern right here. A descending wedge. Breaks out of that pattern, pulls back, bounces off the old resistance, and off she went from $1.50 to $2.65. Then it pulls back, and it starts forming another pattern with higher lows, an ascending wedge. And it looks like it's breaking out of that pattern now. So this might be a broken pattern coming up. And I still want to keep this on my back burner just to watch it. Within these upcoming days, it could come back up into this pattern. And it's got room to run up to 325. 250 to 325. So I'm liking GEMP to stay on my back burner. I just like the chart. Let's see. DTEA had that nasty spill. And look at that. It went up from, let's see, hold on. So we had this nasty spill here. This gaps up to 538. Falls all the way down to 219, and it rallies up to $3.09. Ugly chart. Ugly. So and it's a barcode stock, it looks like. So I'm done with having DTEA on my list. And Jern. This was the other one I've liked. See, recently here on the daily, it came right up to this resistance line, and now it's pulling back. The more times it's going to test this resistance, but if it can make higher lows, the more significant this breakout can be. Let's break this down. We'll go to the 65-minute here. See, even with this one, we had this move up right here. And it was trending up, pulls back, and then it forms this very, very tight wedge. Pops out of this wedge, goes up, and then we have this nasty gap down recently. What happened with GERN? I know I remember reading something. Let's see. GERN. And I know it sucks doing all this stuff, but this is the stuff you gotta do. Gotta do this. And you can clearly see right now, I literally just had a few viewers and I've lost them. Why? Because they want to watch football or do something. They don't want to dedicate the time into the market. But this is what you got to do for your payday. This is why being a trader, you don't have a guaranteed salary. You got to work for your salary. And even as much work as you put in, you don't know what you're going to make. Monday I could make negative $500, or I can make $1,000. It's all about the time you put in, the effort, and looking for plays. So what did GERN come out with? They came out with a Form 4. Okay, shareholder alert. LLC announces investigation of Giron Corporation. So they got security violation of federal security laws. So this isn't looking good. They got lawsuits going up against them, and they got an investigation upcoming. Now that I found this out, if this was to go on a run, the SEC could put a T12 halt on this. And a T12 halt, if you ever get stuck in a T12 halt, you might as well kiss half your portfolio goodbye. Or whatever you got in on the trade goodbye. Because this thing could be halted for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 6 months, or it could never reopen. Or they could reopen it on the OTC market. And you'll most likely get a gap down and lose whatever pretty much you had. Let me see what this Form 4 is. So, let's see. So this person sold. This person sold 4,000 just over 4,000 shares for 69,000. So a lot of these people sold their position. You got 1, 2, 3 people. And again, right here. See, when you pull up an SEC filing, what you want to look for on this, I look for notes in green down here. And what these are little side notes. And this explains a lot. Not a lot of people know that. So it says shares issued in lieu of cash payment for quarterly board of director retaining fee. Number of shares issued based on close price September 28th, 2018 of $1.76 per share. So this guy sold 8,523 shares. No, this guy had 27,000 shares and he sold it for 8,500 at $1.76 a share. So Jern is off the list. Man, I was rooting for you too, Jern. I was really liking Jern. This is why I don't hold and swing stocks. Look at that gap down. It was at $6. This gapped all the way down to $1. Wow. Pulled back up, Jern. Bye-bye, Jern. It was fun. We went over GEMP. OGEN had its nice little rally going into Friday's close. SSKN. Yeah, this has been a good one. It is overextended, though. I should say that. It is overextended. And it looks like it's forming a head and shoulders right here. But this, they just recently came out with an AK. Let's see. There you go. They got an upcoming conference coming up. I'm still going through and reading, or not reading, watching how to read SEC filings. And I believe the 8K is something that's added on, like a news release, to add to their what is it? The 10Q, I want to say. I don't know. I'm still in the middle of watching it. But this is just a news release of them attending a healthcare conference. Is there a date? Adam Cullen, you still in here? But ever since SSKN came out with earnings right here, this was at around $2, and this is up now to almost $4 a share. So you would have doubled whatever you would have had right here. And this came out with earnings on August 13th. So just over a month. And CSBR keeps breaking out to new highs. Pot stocks. Okay, SYN came out. Okay, that was one of these that came out with news Friday. Let's see real quick. About an infusion of THC or something. Let's see. On September 24th, the stockholders of Synthetic Biologics Corporation and Company approved amendment. This looks to be important right here. Wow, that's a big increase from 10 million to 200 million. And it looks like they're voting to approve it. So look at this. The total number of shares of all classes of stock that the corporation shall have authority to issue is 210 million shares consisting of 200 million shares of common stock, 0.001 per share value common stock, and 10 million shares of preferred stock at 0.001 per value per share. Effective date and time of filing optional. So that's going to be something to look out for. Most definitely. That's why you got this pump up and it dumped off really hard. So be careful with SYN. And they also just did a split, a 1 for 35 reverse split. And this is that one that did the pretty much an N. Going up, going down. And I said at the beginning of the video, this is most definitely going to be on the watch list to start off Monday, because this could get momentum and come back. And now that I just read that, I don't know. And this is on the American Stock Exchange too. I don't trade stocks on the American Stock Exchange. Only on the NASDAQ. What was this, an 8K, I think? And I just put be careful released 8K. I should put filing. Increasing number of shares could happen anytime got approved by vote. And we got that on the watch list. I'm going to put ACST on the back burner. Alright, now let's bring up the NASDAQ.com. See if there's any upcoming IPOs coming out. Playing these new IPOs can be very, very risky, but very, very profitable. So this opened at $16 and it's dropped all the way down to $12.60 and it's even seen $11.50. And now it's working its way back on up. Volume is, the opening day volume was 4.4 million. Friday's volume was 761,000. Going back real quick, let's see. I want to see the upcoming IPOs. So we've got CTK coming out, opening at $12 or $14. I'm going to write this down. Upcoming IPOs. Well, then this already opened. CTK. Let's see. Yep, it had its first day here, and it looks like it was a red day. So this opens up at 11.50, and it drops all the way down to 9.50. CTK. First day Friday. Red, going from 11.50 to 9.50. CTK. See, it's got no information on it yet. We just know it's on the N. Oh, and it's on the NYSE. Okay. GRTS. GRTS again opens up and drops down. This opens up at 15, pops up to 1570, goes all the way down to 1350 to 15. So this is going like sideways. A whole bunch of Form 3s. Let's see what these are. So it looks like people buying it. They paid $9.60. What the heck? This says this expires in 2014. Is there another date on here? Right there. Hmm. See if there's any upcoming splits. Got TJX doing a 2-for-1 split. SHOO, CASH doing a 3-for-1. Nothing that really. So no upcoming splits. Let's go to the earnings. I know a lot of large cap stocks are going to be releasing their earnings at the end of October. What is that? CALM? I don't like how I have to manually type in all of these. This one's too high priced, but it does have a nice chart. Looks to be pulling back. Can't break over this $50 area. It could pull back to 46, so it's got like a $4 range. And SFIX. Too highly priced. Let's go to October 2nd. Here, I'll try to bring this over so you guys can see too. So what we got? LW. Too highly priced. LNDC. It's at $14. Looks like, though, every time it comes out with earnings, it always goes negative, and it always runs up before it comes out with earnings. So we might be a little bit too late on this one, as it already ran up from $12.50 now up to almost $14.50. We got NG. NG. Let's see. What I look for on earnings, after it releases earnings, does it have a history of spiking? And does it have a history of spiking big? No. But it is at a good support base. What I don't like is that the 50-day crossed below the 200-day. The 200-day is going sideways, and it's got resistance ahead of it. So, no thanks. PAYX. And this is how you find those stock charts that are just beautiful and that no one else knows about but you. This is how I found, what's that one? Funko Toys, ODFL. There's a couple other ones too. Pepsi, PEP. What's Pepsi at? Pepsi's at 111. Let's see. It's showing its released earnings way back here. See, this is just like a gradual, very, 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 very gradual uptrender. It looks like it's due for a pullback. Man, you can go all the way back to Pepsi to 1998. Wow, this is when that crash happened. Back in 2008. This went from $72. And in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, this went down to $48. So it lost $25 during that downtrend. But then it gained it all back. Took a while, but it gained it back, pulled back, couldn't break it, and then it finally broke above it here in 2013. Took 5 years to make back what it lost on that and break even higher. Alright, what about October 3rd? Moving on. This has got a lot. AYI. We're just going over earnings, the earnings calendar, to see if there's anything that could interest us. I wonder if I could create a scanner with earnings. LEN. I'm sure I can on Trade Ideas. It's just, I don't like to overwhelm Trade Ideas with a bunch of scanners. PIR. PIR is dirt cheap. Recently it's got a gap down. Looks like last time it came out with earnings it had a gap down. That time it had a gap down. This time it had a gap down. This day it traded 27 million in volume with a range of 780 to 915. It's like a $1.40 range with 80 million in volume. Or no, I'm sorry, 27 million. PIR. What's PIR do? Did I really delete my, I did. Let's see what PIR does. Pier 1 Imports engages in retail sale and decorative accessories, furniture, candles, houseware, gifts, seasonal products. It offers decorative accents and textiles such as rugs. Okay. So it's a retail store. It's got 928 stores. In the United States, 75 stores in Canada. It's funded in 1962. Look at this chart, though. Man, look at that. That back in 2008, it was just ruthless. 8.25 all the way down to 20 cents. This thing almost went out of business. Wow. It touched 9 cents. And then it rallied all the way back up to $10. That's an opportunity right there. Wow. This is on the monthly. This is crazy. Buying 1 million shares at 9 cents, holding it for 2 months, even riding it up to $2. You'd be filthy rich. I would look for that again with this, but it's dirt cheap. It's at $1.50. This is heading out the door. So I wouldn't look at earnings really to do anything. It does look like it likes to run up before earnings, but it's recently had a gap down. There's just no room for it. None at all. It's a crap company. RECN. Can I click on it at least? No, we already tried that. It won't tell me. So let's see. RECN. I mean, I see 2 times where it had good earnings and it spiked up, but the past time it released earnings, it had a drop here from 17, bottomed out here at 13.30. Bad earnings here. So it looks like if this comes out with good earnings, it could potentially have a nice rip. This came out with earnings here, goes from 14.50 to 16. But it's too high priced for me. You could see, look at this. You got the 50-day crossing below the 200-day, and now it's looking to cross back above the 200-day. So this could be having a very, very nice squeeze happening on it. RPM. RPM, I think I said. Too highly priced. Chart looks good though. SNX. Too highly priced again. This is just having bad juju right now. This is a good one to connect the trend line to. Like that. A little sloppy, but this is what it's all about. Just sitting down and going through charts. Charts and charts and charts and charts. I could do this all day. If anybody's watched straight through the 2 hours, even when this is posted, dedication to you, man. October 4th, we're getting into now Tuesday. STZ. Too highly priced. It's right in between the 50 and the 200 day there. And you could see how that acts as support and resistance. That's awesome to see. Pulls up, that's resistance, then it pops over it, and then this 200 day acts as resistance, it pulls back. 200 days acting as support, ride it up a couple days, sell at resistance, pulls back. It is making higher lows though. It's making higher lows. That's a very good sign of this. And the more times it tests this resistance and keeps making higher lows, it's going to pop over this resistance. That's what we look for. This was just in a trend up. COST is the next one. This has just been going straight up. SGH. Again, what we're going and looking through is upcoming earnings releases, and I'm just looking for a good one to watch, potentially. Moving on to October 5th, we're halfway through the week. No upcoming earnings there. No upcoming earnings there. And the next one we got is October 15th so far, and that's BAC. We'll check that one out and we'll move on. BAC is at $29. Below the 50 and the 200 day. Looks like it's in a downfall currently. Next support would be here at $29 even. And if it breaks through that, it's looking like $27.75. Okay. Sector analysis real quick. Let's see what we got. Okay, grain mill products is up 45 points. Financial transaction services, satellite communication, that one's a good one. Games, toys, and children's vehicles. No dolls. That's funny. Oh, greetings cards is down. I want to go to the one that said it was up 160 points. Was it 117? Could have swore I seen it was up 160. No. So 117 points. Let's go to that one real quick. STAA. Let's see that real quick. Wow, this exploded up, huh? It's at all-time highs. Look at that straight up move from $14.50 up to $54, $50. This is the weekly chart. Wow. Then looking at the monthly, that's pretty cool. Very, very nice run. All the way back here in April, this thing just kept running and running and running. Even though it's a little bit each day, it adds up. Great long-term investing chart, but it's up a lot. It's up a lot. See. Grind and mill products. Kellogg K is up 11 points. Wrong one. And I just recently opened up a brokerage account for swing trading, so I'm going to start doing this a lot more and looking at longer term charts and possibly, you know, swinging stocks for a week, 2 weeks, a month. Nothing very long term. I'm looking at maybe a couple weeks, or that's it. I just don't have the patience. But I do want to try out a swing account with these longer term and just play the just, you know, just to show how easy it is. Buying at basic support that's showing past history and riding it up to resistance and selling and repeating it over and over and over and over again. I am liking Funko as it's starting to trend up. Let's look at that. FNKO. I'm really liking Funko. I really like this chart. KO. I might just go for it on Monday because it's showing it's starting to move back on up. It's a 9 million float stock, so this could easily just start going and going. Let's see. Yeah, I like how it touched $30 here and it pulled back down to the 50-day, went sideways, and now it's starting to move on back up. I like Funko a lot. Also, let's look at ODFL. It's up near towards its resistance now. Coming up to its resistance. But it's recent. This week was green on it. Previous to that, it was red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row it was red. I can then. Let me see. I'm trying to draw this the best I can. It's just hard when it's at the top. ODFL's been a good stock. Let's see what the satellite communications has. GILT looks like a good one. Let's check out GILT. Just recently, it looks like it broke through this resistance line. It fell below the 50-day. A lot of resistance up here at $9. We'll see if it holds at the 50-day. But from $8.50 up to a little over $9, not enough. Not enough room for me. It's looking very, very toppy. You could just see that it just top here, top here, topped here, topped here. It's just looking very weak. Now then, if I remove this, it is making higher lows though. We'll just have to see what happens here the next upcoming days. Looking at this on the weekly, it's right at the base there at the 50-day. Real quick, we'll switch over to the 52-week high-low, see if there's anything that interests me in this to keep an eye on. And then I think I'll end it. This is a little too long. GLDD making new highs. This is above. Yeah, but the 50 and 200 days pointing down. That's what I don't like. I mean, if it can break those 630s, this has room to run up to 750. I'm just going to add this. I just don't like how the 50 and the 200 days pointing down. MRNS is hitting $10. Possible swing. When did I make this? Possible swing, watch for it to pull back to old resistance at 816, then move its way back up to the high at 9, or it could consolidate before breaking out to new yearly highs. So I said watch for it to pull back to 816 and then move its way back up to 9. Let's see. Wow, this has just been going and going and going and going. It broke through $9. Look at that. It broke through 9 and pretty much never looked back. It's going. Making multi-year highs. Look at that. So MRNS or MRNS is going on the back burner for sure. Doesn't have much volume though. You could see the volume's dying off on it. You got it building up, building up. Right at this resistance, it built up. And then when it crossed over that $9 resistance, 1.9 million, but this was 2 million right here. So it just doesn't have the buying volume. So I'd look for this to pull back. Pull back to possibly the old resistance here at $9 and consolidate. MRNS. I'm just going to write this down. I didn't mean to go to last. Next. STKS. Alright, STKS is going to be the last one. And then I'll end this, but I'm going to keep going, but I'll go by myself. This live stream's too long. This is breaking out with no volume. Yeah, see, there's no volume on this, on the 15-minute and the 65-minute. You do have a big candle right here. Someone bought 528,000 shares. They're probably scaling themselves out, though. I don't want to run into a wall at 528,000 share seller. I'll say that. But this is what it takes every weekend. Dedicating the time, putting the time in, creating a watch list, and just looking at charts and charts and charts and charts. And doing this over and over and over again every single day. That's what it's all about. I know this was a long one. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to shorten them up in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys study and prepare for the upcoming week. I'm predicting it's going to be a crazy market. One more quick thing. Let's go over the market strength real quick to see. I didn't do this. Looks like the NASDAQ is still falling below the 200-day. That's not looking good. The S&P, though, is still hanging in there. Inching and making new highs. We recently had a pullback. It's going sideways right now. So I'd look to see what the SPY does. NASDAQ is not looking good. This is the 5-minute. You can just see it's just making lower lows, lower lows. And the SPY is even getting tighter. It's making lower highs, but making higher lows. So this is making a wedge. So something big's about to happen with this. We'll just have to wait and see. But until next time, guys, have that patience, be disciplined. Hope you're all ready for the upcoming month, October. Let's make it a profitable, not only a week, but a profitable month. Think long term. You know, you want to be in this for the long term. Alright, guys, keep it up. You're doing great. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and join the Trading Learning 101 community. We're always wanting to grow as traders, and let's do it. Alright, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Later.